Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with Game 3 of DrinkMilk versus the PizdunMonkeys. It is still 400 degrees in my room. I have taken off my shirt right now. I want everyone out there to also put out his pants, get some drinks, get a beer or whatever you want to get. And let's chill and watch the game. I am this time joined by not my French brother Volka, but with Doze. How are you doing, Doze?
I'm doing fine, man.
Are you wearing pants?
No, and no shirt either.
Nice, I like it.
Yep.
That's how I do it.
Yep.
We get right into the game, actually. So we see a Pharaoh. What did you watch last game?
Not really.
Okay, so they had a very interesting lineup with a Zephyr and a Berserker as carries. That was Henke's team, so Hellborn in this case. And the enemy team had a Pharaoh, a Puppet Master, and a Corrupted Disciple. And Pharaoh had some really big ultimates that like caught a lot of people. And the Corrupted Disciple and the Puppet Master just nuked them down from outside the mummy walls.
Okay, yeah. I'm watching the lineup right now.
So, yeah, it was definitely interesting lineups from both sides. Puppet Prisoner as well on the DT side. Or on the side of Kevin's team here. And for the third time, we see the Flux picked up, actually. As a response, I believe we see... No, sorry, Engineer was first pick. Engineer going through the bans for the first time, I believe. And Kevin once again picking up the Flux here. Flux, 3 games in a row. 1 loss, 1 win. What do you think about Flux's hero?
Man, Flux is, in my opinion, like an A hero. He's really strong and he has a lot of potential, but he needs something to work with. Like, he's not really a carry, like, he can't carry an entire team alone. He needs something to synergize with. He needs like an NG or Balfagor or something that synergizes with his ulti. But otherwise, he's a really strong hero. Like, if you scale with his W with like a Shieldbreaker, Frostwolf, something like that, you did a lot of damage and you also have a lot of like slows and yeah.
In general, I feel like he's just a really tanky hero with like 3.5 strength per level.
Yeah.
I think that is the main strength of Flux, if I'm being honest. Like, that he puts out a lot of damage with like no items. Echo?
Yeah, I mean, Flux deals a lot of damage, and since he's a strength hero, he gets a lot of HP. Like he doesn't even need to build a lot of tank items. He just needs to be there.
Yeah.
Because his strength, he gets such a big advantage of the strength gain.
So, thinking about it, actually, Flux lost both games, didn't they? So, sorry, I'm the slow one here right now. Checking last game. Yeah, so the Flux was actually picked up by Henke's team last game. And the game before that, it was... Kevin's team that picked up the Flux. And what's... both games, they picked up Flux without, like, stuns. I noticed. And again here, the Pearl doesn't really have stuns. And I think that is what you need for a Flux, basically. I think Flux, in my opinion, is a lot like Zephyros, where it's a powerful hero, it can control the team fight, but you need like other heroes to play around the Flux or play around the Zephyros. Because
so
if you leave him solo, it's difficult.
Yeah, so what I said earlier is that you need something to like synergize with the Flux. Like, you can't play him alone. You need something to like add him up to the mix. Like, you need something to so he can like pull together and like have a damage dealer. Like I said, like an engineer or even a Tempest. Like, it's just the synergy with Flux can be so big, but you need to pick after it. You can't just pick Flux and expect him to do things.
Yeah, so what else would you consider picking up?
Oh man, I like, my opinion, I always like King Clout because the hero is, but it's never picked. But it's a really good hero with Flux because you can always be like around and you use Flux pick, like you use ulti and you have everything.
And a Kraken?
Kraken, like every AoE basically. Kraken, Balfagor.
Oh, Balfagor. That sounds fun, actually. That's Belphegor is basically first ban material currently, I believe. Yeah, it is.
I don't know who plays him. I guess it's Yanko in this like 2 teams. I don't know who else plays him.
To be fair, I mean, the hero plays itself. Right?
It does, but you can also get punished because if you don't use the creeps as you should camp runes with the creeps. You should kill the jungle creeps.
That's
you should
true.
do so much more. You can even spawn the creeps, run like from behind on the lane, and then like come from behind.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Armadon, that's a hero I love. It's a hero we never really see in competitive, but I think this is one of the first times you actually see him, and that is some big AoE if we're talking about that. Now, I was actually thinking about this a lot, because Armadon is definitely a hero you see a lot more in TMM, and one hero that is insanely good against Armadon is Kayn. Because you want to have your back towards the enemies when you're playing Armadon, right? But if you have a Kayn, you can literally just ultimate to Armadon. He will face your team for 5 seconds and you just burst them down. And there's nothing you can do there.
It's always the famous last words against Armadon. We can just burst him down.
Yeah, but he's facing your direction. So he's not doing any damage.
I understand what you mean, but I mean, in practical, I think it's gonna be hard. Like, you have tablets, you're gonna have storm spirits, you can't really rely on your ulti. But I guess
storm spirits, you still have like 2.5 seconds after the storm spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable, but yeah, I understand your point.
It works in TMM, I will say, and like, you know, if it works in TMM, it's guaranteed to work in any kind of competitive match. That's how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear the confidence in your voice. Either way, we have a Behemoth pick for some AoE to combo together with that Flux. That is, of course, a really powerful combo, because, you know, you pull them all together, Behemoth bonk on top. However, they do have that Engineer that is potentially a good defensive tool to block out the Behemoth, basically. And as a last pick, we see a Torture pickup. This is probably going to be a Torture position 3 or 2, I'd say. Armadon farming, Torture, plus Pearl? No? I'm not sure how they're going to lane this. We do see the Nitro on the Hellborn side, which is also a hero I haven't really seen that much. I think you can't really lane Nitro anywhere else besides middle, right?
I could disagree with you, because he can actually lane side lanes as well, but like he needs at least to play 1 versus 1, like 1 versus 2, and he's kinda out of the game.
So a little bit like a Riptide or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like an Arachna, maybe even. Probably more closer.
I would prefer him to go mid. I don't think you should put him on side lanes, but he can side lane.
How would you lane this if you were Legion side here? Because I think Legion side has more options, right?
I would say that Behemoth plays 4, so he's gonna roam around a bit, and then they should start 3 top with Torture, Pearl, and Behemoth. Put Armadon mid and Flux short, and then you just have Behemoth roaming around. Because I think Armadon, he doesn't need a good start. He just need to get levels, and he's like 10-15 minutes into the game, he gets activated.
But doesn't Armadon get really shit on by the Nitro middle more than Flux will?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to. It depends also how on Hellborn should lane, because you don't want to put Flux in a bad position either. If you put Flux in a bad position, he gets a bad starting phase. He's not gonna be as good as he can be.
Yeah, from playing a lot of Armadon, Armadon is also about getting like those early items, becoming tanky enough to basically have a little bit of armor and magic armor and soak some damage. It's a bit difficult, because I think both Flux and Armadon have very similar weaknesses, in which they are tanky heroes naturally, but because they don't really got an escape or any good defensive tool like that, it is difficult for them to really get something done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because say like you're laning, for the sake of arguments, say you're laning Pebbles plus Engineer bottom lane. Neither Flux nor Armordon will survive that. You know, you start with Pebbles stun, you toss him back, then Engie kick on top. Both of them are just going to die. So I feel like you're almost forced to play this in like a 2-2-1 style. Or maybe even Suicide Behemoth. But that does feel really weak.
Yeah. I don't think Behemoth. I think Behemoth fits really good as a position 4. You buy boots, you run around the map, and just help your teammate. You camp runes. You can block people off. They can't get the runes, and
yeah, no. I like Behemoth in general as a position 4, but neither Armordon nor Flux really has kill potential to combine with the Behemoth, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you're running an Engineer middle, Engineer has a lot of damage, but he needs a setup stun. If you're running a Pyromancer middle, same story. Or even a Drunken Master. All those heroes have like a lot more kill potential than something like a Flux does. So it's gonna be difficult. Still pausing. I don't think we know what's going on, right?
No, we don't.
I don't think they said anything. Nope. So, how hot is it? How hot is it there for you, Dustin?
Sorry, can you say again?
How hot is it there for you?
Today it's only 21 degrees Celsius.
Oh, man, so I'm jealous.
It's not that hot today, but yesterday it was, or I mean 2 days ago it was 29, so.
Yeah. So Sweden, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Middle of Sweden.
I'm assuming your place is also not built for heat in general.
It is kinda, because it's a very chill apartment I have, so I'm pretty good, even though it's hot outside.
Oh, air conditioning?
So, yes, sir.
Man. Turn it off right now. Out of solidarity.
Right now it's off, actually.
Oh, thank God. But it's only 20 degrees there.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know how people live like this. Bloody hot. Either way, we seem to be ready. So they've had time to think about the lane setups here. Also, actually, we see 5 people going top lane. Choo-choo. The train is underway. Who would you say like has a stronger draft here, if you would have to choose?
Okay, so I can't really say my thing on Nitro because I haven't seen him for such a long time. Since I played, he was broken, but I think he got fixed or changed at least 1 or 2 times since then.
So what they did is they reduced the damage on his Q a little bit, and they gave him a little bit less attack range, I believe, because I think he had 600 or something.
So he's pretty viable. I guess he's not as strong as he was. So I would say Hellborn has a bit of a benefit of the draft. But if Legion gets like a head start, they get some first bloods, early kills, then I think Hellborn's gonna have a really big trouble. Because if they get to snowball in Legion side, Hellborn's gonna struggle a bit.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna have issues dealing with the Armordon. Because neither Nitro nor Corrupted really deals with the Armordon that well. Because like even if you drain his damage, the W is still going to like rack up a lot of damage. The one thing I am kind of disappointed in not seeing is I love Armordon plus heroes like Andro that give like a lot of minus armor. Because like the Armordon can put up a lot of damage, but if the enemy gets a lot of armor, and then I'm looking at the Nitro with 3.5 agility per level, he's gonna get armor, like passively. The Armordon does become a lot less powerful at that point. Either way, we do actually see a Torturer in the mid lane, Armadon solo bottom, and Flux in the tri-lane, I say carefully. Tri-ish lane. And Pebbles solo top. Actually, in the top lane, we see Behemoth being in position here. The East is going to get scouted out by the Engineer there. Engineer is putting in a little bit of pressure on the Behemoth here. Behemoth is going to have to run because the Engineer just doing a little bit too much damage. Behemoth with boots is going to be fine, I would say. So a little bit of back and forth, and Nitro is definitely under some pressure. But if they can secure some levels on this Engineer, and there's like a bad initiation, then they can definitely get like a counter kill, because like Engineer level 2 and stuff is just really powerful. Like the turrets, the keg, they're all just really powerful tools. Meanwhile, in the top lane we see a 1v1 Pebbles versus Flux. I think Flux should be... Oh, actually, sorry. I get distracted because Behemoth is actually in trouble. Behemoth's going to fall against the Engineer. Engineer getting Bloodlust there on the Behemoth with boots. That is not something that you're happy to see. Engineer just running him down. Behemoth's a little bit too greedy and he is going to fall even with the boots, not fast enough. Yeah, wow, that's not what you want to see, right? Because this is the tri lane. And here we see Pearl going against the Engineer. Engineer securing the Illusion rune. Monarch actually rotating over. This could be trouble for the Torturer if he's not careful. Never mind, Torturer getting a stun off on the Nitro here. Nitro taking a little bit of a rest damage. Both Torturer and Pearl have actually got a lot of base damage. Meanwhile, we see Behemoth's just basically deciding to not go middle anymore. He's kind of just chilling in the top lane right now, together with Flux here. Pebbles under some pressure still. And Armadon actually is doing fine. I guess if you like, you can't really lock down the Armadon with the heroes that they have in the bottom lane, so they can't really kill him easily, because even if you try to go kill him, you'll take a lot of damage in return. But he does need to make sure that he's topped off though. And actually the amount of creeps is doing a lot of damage here. But now it's a 2v2 lane in the mid lane. So we see Engineer Nitro against the Pearl plus Torture. Who do you think is favored here? Oh, actually the Torturer dodging the stun from the Engineer here. That is something they definitely lack, like a good setup stun. And the top lane, Pebbles might be on a little bit of pressure. The Flux went in. That is a good Behemoth stun. He's getting blocked off. He's not getting it out. Behemoth dive in the tower here, but they can't see the fire. Oh, sorry, the Pebbles. And Pebbles is going to fall. Pebbles did not have enough mana for a stun there after he used the chuck. So he is falling, and that is a Flux, or sorry, a kill on the Flux. And also some space created by the Behemoth. Behemoth finally finding his place a little bit here in this game. After feeding First Blood in the mid lane. Nitro running into the Pearl here. Pearl's probably not going to be able to secure this rune, because the Nitro is just a little bit too much pressure early on. They don't actually have a bottle in the mid lane on the Hellborn side.
Oh, he went for boots instead of bottle. I think that could be correct, because I don't really see bottom gonna change or help them a lot in mid.
He is taking a lot of arrest damage though. Yeah. Oh, what about this? Actually, Flux smoked up. And he was thinking about going for a gank in mid lane. Oh, actually, Monarch in the mid lane. Indeed, this is 3 people there in the queue. Into the keg from Engineer. And he's getting pushed back into the tower. Almost safe there, but he is going to fall. In the Nitro is chasing the Pearl. That is so much damage. There's a shard there. You see the mine? Oh, that
was so close.
Okay, no, that would not have killed him actually. The shrapnels do 12 damage per shrapnel, and Pearl was at like 50 HP or something.
That was close.
It was definitely close though, but yeah, like the Nitro auto attack, and of course being able to like orb walk someone under the tower. Sorry, in the bottom lane we see Genko getting a... No, I think the Monarch's going to survive there. That is so much damage though from that W, of course, but the Armadon is going to fall. Armadon choosing to not level his Q here. That is probably... I like it personally. I don't think you have to level, the mana for Q early on. But what are your thoughts about that?
I don't really play that hero much, so I can't really say it. Oh, right, top lane. Oh, they get Pebbles.
Sorry. Pebbles falling once again. Pebbles not having a game. He's getting bullied by this Flux, basically. As he probably should be, to be fair, because Flux is just a very powerful hero against something like Pebbles. Also because he has like a very high HP pool. Also see the Halberd side. Securing the runes. That is a hasted Corrupted Disciple. Deciding not to commit there. Oh, there's actually... Okay, so they saw the rotations from both the Flux and the Behemoth with the ward on the hill in the mid lane here. So that's probably why they decided not to go, although they both are thinking about going here. Behemoth can get a block off on the Engineer probably here. He's deciding not to go though. I guess they really want to kill the Nitro instead. It's a bit greedy to be fair. Sure. And that is a TP by the Monarch. Monarch is going to TP in. The Nitro is so close to death. He is going to fall here. And Monarch might not be so trouble. It's 4 people from the Legion side being here. They don't have any spells or stuns though to kill him. So in the end, it's a tower dive by Legion side. 2 kills. 1 on the Nitro, 1 on the Engineer. And they're putting some pressure on the tower here. However, the Pebbles that was suffering like a lot is actually getting a lot of space here. Oh, and actually Engineer dying once again. Still 4 people there. They have not left yet. And sorry, I'm getting a call. Okay. I muted. Pebbles is recovering a little bit now. Because Pebbles was under a lot of pressure. And Pebbles is one of those heroes that just requires you to snowball. So I think he's happy with the space that he's getting.
Yeah.
However, go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, they're gonna go stop here on Pebbles.
No ultimate on the Flux, so couldn't kill him there.
What I wanted to say is that when you play Pebbles, you should always be a bit selfish. Like, you can't just run around and TP and gank. You really need to get that PK as soon as possible, because the PK is gonna change a lot of like the...
Oh, and he's running into the Behemoth here. He's picking up the rune. He may be able to toss him to Engineer. Engineer getting the keg off on the Behemoth there. And that is a good combo. Pebbles actually taking... Oh, that's not level 6 yet on the Torture. Torture does not do the damage. And the 5 people actually from the Hellborn side here. Max is probably going to fall. I think you may want to deny yourself to the Ancients there, because I don't think you're surviving that ever. No. And like not having level 6 on the Torture there is basically what made him unable to do anything there. Because you need that damage. It's so much damage on level 6 ultimate from Torture. 70 magic damage per second is a lot. Either way, and Doza, if you like, don't let me just ramble. I already talk too much.
I'm fine, man. I'm just watching.
Shut up, Dutch. And
are they gonna go for
actually,
here?
Oh, Pebbles jumping the Armadon here. Armadon doing a lot of counter damage in return, but he could not have his back towards them. Corrupt Disciple is in a little bit of trouble here, but they do still have the Cocoon actually. Corrupt Disciple has a Q in a few seconds. He's chasing down. Flux might be dead here. Yes, that is level 4 Q. That is 400 magic damage.
That's a huge kill.
Yeah, so the Illusion Rune, cooldown reduction, really shining through there. That allowed him to get like an extra Q off. And like notably, I feel like that is just a bit poor communication or something.
Yeah,
right?
I think that Flux thought he could man up against 3 guys, and maybe there's like someone on teammates had TPs, but no one else in the team had TPs.
Yeah, that's...
So yeah, that should be miscommunication.
Bottom tower falls. Pearl was there ready to defend, but no one else in his team was. Torturer getting the top tower together with the Behemoths. But yeah, Torturer did not have a TP or didn't use it. Behemoths also didn't really have the TP ready. So Region Rune on top lane, but Engineer is sitting it. He's getting a stun off on the Engineer, but Engineer is probably going... So Torturer is going to fall here. They might get 2 counter... Wait, are they even gonna get a counter kill? No, Pebbles is going to be fine here. And I don't even think Engineer's dying. Oh, that is not what you want to see. Behemoth is likely dead here. Nitro doing so much damage. Flux getting a counter kill there. Armadon, like, this is where you need that level 6 Q, right? So Armadon is chasing the down counter, but there is the Corrupted Disciple with the conduits. And he's going to get that, starting pulling in the auto attacks. Corrupted Disciple taking so much damage from the W, but is not able to kill anyone. Torture there, trying to maybe get something done. Max from the side. And that is going to be a kill on the Corrupted Disciple. You saw those spikes from the Armadon doing so much damage, but you need to finish them off.
Oh man, that was such a close kill.
Yeah, that is like the potential that Armadon provides, right? Those Ws, if you have your back turns towards them, it's like, even though you do like a lot of damage and you soak all his damage with the Corrupted Disciple, Corrupted Disciple does not have damage armor at this point. Either way, Pebbles clearing some stacks here, so he's actually recovering quite a bit. He currently has Chalice, Steam Boots, and let's say a quarter of a PK. Instead of he buys a bottle. I mean, someone needs to buy a bottle in this team.
He needs to like just focus on his staff right now.
Wait. In the bottom lane, we see that Armadon might be in a little bit of trouble here. He doesn't have a tower or something with CP2. Corrupted Disciple chasing him down. The spikes are doing a lot of damage, but it is going to be enough. The butterfly falls there. And actually, this is what I was talking about, by the way, about like the critical amount of HP or tankiness that you need. If he had like 200 more HP, he would have probably killed both of them there. Interestingly enough. You just need that slight bit of tankiness there, but the Corrupted Disciple is a hero that can effectively run him down as one of the few heroes in the early game because of that conduit. And like Armadon's inability to escape.
So, what would you like to see that Armadon should build this game? He just got a helm, he has a red boot, and he has a protective talisman. What should be his next item?
Wind Whistle?
Whips. Hell yeah, man.
No, okay, so he needs to get a Chalice. That's number one. Because Chalice is also... Sorry, your W is also your farming tool. Pebbles falling once again, actually, to the Behemoth plus Flux. They're doing some good plays together. Both Neda and Sigma, that is. They're getting some stuff done. Torture with an Invis Rune running into their jungle, actually. There is a Rev Ward on a Monarch, so Torture may want to be careful. He plays the Rev Ward there. Torture does not run in. He is going to run in. They're going to see the Torture. Torture is going to get caught here. I was pausing for a second because I didn't know if he was actually caught there. They actually killed the Engineer there. The Crystallis was not enough to save him there. Nitro plus Corrupted chasing down Monarch ultimate on top. They are chasing them down. Nitro ultimate on the Flux. Flux is very likely going to fall. 6 seconds on the conduit. Now he's going to TP out maybe. There's a TP and he is going to be fine. Oh, he unleashed his inner Sunk Bob and found his way into the jungle.
I was about to say, Sunk Bob would be proud.
Yep. And that is why he carried us, people.
He actually did use stuff.
Oh, they did?
The Nitro one, yeah.
Okay.
He used
So yeah, that was still a kill on the Torturer and on the Behemoth though, so I don't think you're unhappy with that. But sorry, to go back to the Armadon. I would say definitely get armor boots.
I was about to ask you, is Armadon the new Snark hero? You just go red boots and then you buy items?
No. Like, Corrupted Disciple does have a decent amount of minus armor because of the overload. It's easy to stack up on the Armadon. But also just being fast on the Armadon is actually quite important as well. Because if you look at like the enemy heroes, there's quite a bit of stuff you can dodge. The Engineer kick, the Pebble stun, early on at least. The Corrupted Disciple chasing you. You might want to you know, get a little bit more distance before they get the jump on you. So I don't like the red boots necessarily that much here, and a lot of the damage from the Hellborn side is still physical. Actually, Max might be in a little bit of trouble here. Corrupt Disciple and Monarch jumping. The Max here. Max is not able to get his ultimate off. Maxed Q on the Monarch actually, with only 2 points in the Chrysalis. Get the kill there. It's a 3-second silence, I believe, yeah. So, I guess that is good against an Armadon early on.
What do you say about the Alchemist's bones on the Flux?
I like it. Because Flux is the only one that was having a good game. And Flux, very much like a rally, has issues farming, I think. What do you think?
So I agree with you. He doesn't have a lot of farming potential. Like he only has the Q.
Oh wait, sorry, Flux running into Engineer there. Engineer is a mine trap. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so Flux do lack a lot of like farming potential, wave clear or anything.
Sorry, Behemoth with the infrastructure in the mid lane. They want to do something.
Oh, the Pebbles got the PK. Is this gonna be an initiation?
Oh. Oh no! The W from the Nitro pushed him out of the Pebbles combo. Pebbles is sorry, Behemoth's still going to get his ultimate off. They jump in the background. Armadon chasing the Pebbles. Pebbles is going to get his W off. And his stun is up right now. Oh no, that was such a blunder. The W from the Nitro pushed him out of the Pebbles combo. Because they knew that the Behemoth was invis. Because they placed the Ref Ward. Oh, that is actually an early Pebbles PK, I feel.
Yeah, he had a bad early game and it's only 17 minutes. I mean, I think he got it on 16 minutes, but I think that's a fairly good PK, even though he had something.
I think he was... I felt like he was suffering more, I should say. Either way, sorry. Flux sporting bottom right now. Corrupted Disciple going for the Dawnbringer. I think. I'm not sure I like Dawnbringer Uncorrupted still.
If I recall, it got nerfed, right? It's not as good as it's like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, so Dawnbringer, it used to be like the movement speed and the slow and all that stuff, right? That would like stack increasingly. But now, like, it's basically like vanilla almost.
Oh, okay.
So, like middle, yeah, Gyanko going down. The Armadon falls. Tanky Boy is going down. He is killable, that raid boss.
It's the red boots, man. He didn't die until that red boots, so it dies.
Oh, true, actually. He did buy armor boots, yeah. So, and actually, the going in with the Flux. Flux did actually finish up his PK. Engineer is going to fall here as well. There is a mine trap there. Monarch is trying to maybe bait it. Actually, Max is going to jump into Flux. Now, Flux is jumping into the mine trap. Flux might fall here. That's an ultimate from the Pearl. It's not going to be enough to save him, though. And ultimates from Monarch on top. Torture had a haste rune. Chose not to use it to chase them down there.
I think he felt like Beamer was way too far and then heard accidentally, or I don't know, he pushed them away, so...
He tried to save the Flux, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then they didn't see Corrupted top, because I was looking at that. Corrupted was farming woods, so... I guess
either way, sorry. So the Geobane gives more movement speed than the Dawnbringer these days. Actually, so in the top lane, they are setting up for the Armadon. Nitro's there. They're crucially, they're missing the Pebbles though. Pebbles is coming from behind. Did they see that? No, they don't. They don't have any vision there. The Armadon might be in some trouble. The Rock is ready to rock and roll right on top of the Armadon. Armadon's getting jumped. It's an engineered keg on top. They're not pushing him out of the combo this time. They learned.
They learned from their mistakes.
Exactly. Like, who would do such a weird thing? Like, not learn from your mistakes? Like, continuously dying to Kongor. Never binding your skills. That just doesn't happen.
95% of home players?
Basically. More or less. By the way, that's a 5-man rotation. But they're doing exactly what they should be doing, right? They have the Pebbles PK. This is the moment where they should like be playing active. However, what I just noticed is that Mr. Behemoth also has a shiny new toy.
That's gonna be huge with the Flux combo. They
Yeah,
can turn
so
this game can go either way. They have so much combos in both teams, I would say.
yeah, but I think like specifically right now they don't know that the Pebbles Engineer is going to run into 2 people here. That is a good push from the Pearl. Pearl making sure that Engineer can't keg himself. Engineer running a little bit YOLO there. But they don't know that the Behemoth is PK right now. So if they sit behind the Armadon baits a little bit. They jump to Armadon, Flux ultimate, Behemoth ultimate, boom boom. And, you know, GGEs, I guess.
So what do you think about the Pebbles going Spell Shard instead of rushing Staff?
Like, I would go Spell Shards, but I'm a terrible Pebbles player. Oh, actually, Corrupted Disciple is going to get nuked by the Behemoth. That is a big kill.
They cannot. That can't happen really right now. They need to have this, like, the Corrupted can't die.
No, what I was gonna say, instead of like going for Dawnbringer here, I would like for the Corrupted to go for like a Shrunken actually. He's going to get the PK back, but both of them are getting jumped in. It's a 2-man Pebbles and Nitro actually initiating there, funny enough. They did have some ports incoming, but both of them cancelled, I believe. Both Torture and Armadon. So that's a good pick-off, or sort of good 2 counter kills from the Hellborn side. The Hellborn side is getting more and more momentum. But yeah, the Corrupted dying is very painful there. Okay, but let's go back to the item choices from the Corrupted Disciple, right? So you would, I think you would go for Dawnbringer because it would allow you to farm stacks with your Q.
Yeah,
but if you have Energizer and Bottle, do you really need the Lightbrand?
I think Lightbrand is good because even though you get it's not only about the mana leg, you also get a lot of damage.
Yeah, I guess.
And also like some life steal, but it's not that much.
Yeah,
I would rather see that he gets a Searing Light, and then either like disable it into a Geo, like you talked about earlier. You just have the Searing Light for farming potential, and then build like a BKB. Then you split it up and sell the Lightbrand after, like, when you need
I guess like one argument against the BKB or Shrunken here is both Pearl and Flux can still cancel your TP if you Shrunken TP.
Yeah. So how do you like make Flux not cancel you? You can't.
Well, I guess you just have to run away really fast.
Exactly.
Shrunken run away. Either way, sorry. Armadon probably going for a staff, which I think is the correct choice, because it's actually what allows you to get away from the drain from Corrupted. And also, it's actually, sorry, Engineer getting jumped here by the Behemoth there, but the fight and actually Corrupted Disciple picked up his Shrunken Behemoth ultimate right on top of the Shrunken. Shrunken is activated before they get it off here. The Hellborn side is trying to retreat here. Corrupted Disciple running for his life. He's not going to be fast enough. He is getting caught in Nitro ported out. Pebbles ported out. The Corrupted Disciple sadly left to dry there. They picked up the Engineer before the fight started, and they kind of were like really haphazardly. They were doubting about going in or not. Bloody hell, I can't talk. Yeah, it's difficult currently. I think Pebbles may need a Shrunken as well to really be in this front line, because even though, like, you know, Armadon is doing physical damage, sure, Torture is doing some physical damage. It's the threat of the Behemoths and the Torture with his Q and his ultimate and whatnot, and the Flux with his Q. And it's just so much like big AoE damage that I don't think you're surviving if you don't have a Shrunken. So yeah, I think this spell shard's pickup is actually going to bite him a bit in the ass here. On the other hand, we don't see a Grimmer, sorry, Shaman's Headdress on the Armadon, which I think is a correct choice. Do not go for like the Shaman's Headdress here. Because the amount of like actual magic damage in the Hellborn team is quite limited, I would say. But anyway, sorry, we see currently... Sorry, my laptop suddenly started playing sounds. So we see 5 men smoking up, actually. They are going to check Kongor. They definitely think they're doing Kongor.
And they think that they are doing Kongor.
Yep. Like. But they are not. They don't have any vision there, though. So they're going to run into the Flux here. They see the Flux. They want to go on the Flux. They're going on the Flux. Behemoth jumping into the Pebble Stomp. Pebbles is going to instantly kill the Behemoth. Flux is in a lot of trouble right now. Flux actually getting his ultimate off. Pearl in the middle is going to negate a lot of damage there. Armadon is on the chase. Armadon is going to get 1 kill on the Engineer. No, Engineer getting tableted across the ledge by the Monarch there. And is going to survive. That's actually a huge team fight for the Hellborn team. Everyone is going to escape. Everyone is fine. That was actually really big by the Hellborn team there. Jumping the Flux. But also, that was like 3 people being right on top of each other. And the Behemoths PK'd into the Pebble Stun. That's rough.
That's rough. I think that was a bit too fast with the PK. He should have waited at least 1 more second until the Q stun from Pebbles.
So, well, you don't need to go for the Pebbles. I feel like the Pebbles already used this combo.
Yep.
There's like 3 people on the left side that were like... Because I feel like you should know they were coming from there. But on the other hand, if you wait too long, you cannot jump because of Engineer. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if they like properly do it, I don't think Engineer ever can get close because he doesn't have PK. If they Flux combo and like Flux combo with Behemoth, they're gonna kill everyone, no matter what.
True, Engineer does indeed not have PK. Nor a tablet or any other movement tool. Not even a wind whistle, SMH.
There's no way that Behemoth, like Engie can ulti faster than Behemoth can PK ulti.
Yeah, well, you're right there.
Unless it gets cancelled, of course.
Either way, the Hellborn team is just slowly working on their Shrunkens. Torture is becoming a force to be reckoned with as well. While the Armadon is not really gaining much. Actually, sorry, Flux is actually getting chased here by 3 people, and he's going to get jumped here, and he's going to fall, right? Oh, maybe he's getting counter kill. Actually, he went for it, but it can't get the counter kill on the Nitro here. Nitro going for an interesting skill or item build that we don't really see very often. But I think they may be farming too much on the Torture and too little on the Armadon, because Armadon with the staff is a different hero. Oh, and the top lane, sorry, Behemoth going in with a big ultimate. He's going to get his combo off, but can his team be there in time? W on the Corrupted Disciple. Corrupted Disciple is going to fall. Torture with the PK. I think that was a freshly picked up PK. Getting some a good kill there. And also just good initiation by the Behemoth. That is now a staff picked up on the Armadon. But if we look at last team fight, the reason the Armadon was not like in last team fight is because he was getting boxed out by the Engineer ultimate. He didn't want to run through it, which makes sense because it puts you in such an awkward spot.
Yeah, you don't want to walk into an Engie ult, I don't think.
Yeah, but on the other hand, with like your Armadon staff, because once you're rolling, you get a 100% debuff reduction and 100% stun reduction while rolling. So if you roll through the energy field, you take the damage, but you don't get perplexed. And you don't get, silenced or slowed. So it's a neat interaction. It's the same thing like if you are... The roll like happens really fast. And it's not an ability used very often because you don't always get staff on Armadon. But you can kind of use it in like particular ways. Say for example, you're getting ultimated by an artillery. If you like roll and then get ultimated during the roll, you don't get stunned. Because even though like you do get hit by the artillery ultimates, because you take 100% debuff, or you have a 100% stun reduction. So you don't really, you know, take the stun. Either way, sorry. Random for HoN trivia aside, both teams are doing, or were thinking about doing Kongor. They started doing Kongor on the Legion side, but quickly decided not to for some reason, while the Hellborn side finished doing their Kongor. That is some pretty important buffs, I would say. Like the buff, like the movement speed buff on the Corrupted is very key to chase people down.
Pebbles got the speed staff of the master now. That's gonna, I think that's gonna help a lot in counter initiation and also.
Yeah, but is it going to be in time? Because Flux already has a Shrunken. I am going to guess that the Torture is going to get Shrunken next. I would be really surprised if he is gonna get anything else here. Oh, actually, they're catching the Pebbles here. Pebbles is in a lot of trouble. He's going to try to TP. Flux ultimate on top. Wait, no. Is he actually going to get out? No, that is the Snot Storm chasing him down. And he's not going to be able to survive. He actually almost escaped there. Sneaky, slippery rocks.
That's so unfortunate. I didn't really see how they knew he was there. I guess I was a lucky guess. Yeah, okay. No, but I mean...
so maybe it was like the... Do they have any vision there? They have a Refort.
Yeah, but that shouldn't really like explain why.
Maybe they
right.
I get, like, to be fair, Pebbles has been split pushing this entire game.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, sorry, Behemoth setting up on the top lane. That is a big Behemoth ultimate. And also the Monarch is stunned. Monarch not getting his ultimate off. It's so big. That was such a big Behemoth ultimate. They're chasing down. The Monarch is going to fall. Nitro, the only one alive from his team, using a Veiled Rod, trying to escape. He is going to get chased down by the Flux here. Flux PKing in right on top of the Nitro. Nitro is in a bit of trouble. In a lot of trouble, I would even say. And he used his tablets there, but like the Armadon even has a Staff of the Master. That's his roll up as well. So I think Nitro was never going to be able to escape there, but that was insane from Netta. Netta actually getting the Q there on the Monarch as well, allowing him not to get shit off. And Pebbles is in a lot of trouble here. He used his abilities already. So there's no chuck for a little bit. The Torture is not going to have mana in it a little bit, but it's not going to be enough for him to survive. Pebbles is going down. And that is actually a lot of swings happening for the Legion team here. Actually, so the Flux going in really ballsy on the Torch. Sorry, an Engineer there. But that is the Monarch actually getting a lot of stuff done with his W and his ultimate. The Pearl saving the Flux there at the last second with the tablets. Pearl shining light, saving the Flux. The Legion team is actually playing really aggressively here. Behemoth does not have ultimate, so they may be overstepping their bounds a little bit. The Armadon is going to be able to roll over the cliff there, escaping the Corrupted Disciple. Pearl getting a really awkward tablet, but is going to be able to live, most likely. The Behemoth fell to the Nitro, getting ultimated there in the background, and the Legion is now in full retreat mode. The Hellborn team is chasing, but without the Pebbles, you don't really have any catch. The Engineer doesn't have a PK. The Nitro doesn't... It can't really catch people without a PK or something. So... chasing... Oh, Engineer did actually pick up a PK. That's indeed a big PK. Or sorry, a big pickup. But yeah, the Pebbles is key for the Hellborn team. Right?
I think that PK, it's super good, but I think it's a bit too late now. I think Legion is getting a bit too much momentum and they're getting ahead the game.
Yeah, so with both Torture and Flux already having a Shrunken, how much is that PK really going to do? You could ask.
almost nothing. He needs a staff. Then it can do something, but also the staff will not.
Oh, sorry. Actually, in the top lane, Corrupted Disciple chasing down the Flux. Flux is choosing the port out, and the Nitro finding the Torture there. Torture taking actually quite a lot of damage. But it's also going to be fine. 2 Shrunkens used. In theory, this could be like a moment to do something. Because neither Corrupted nor Nitro actually used their Shrunkens. However, pushing against their team is difficult. Oh, actually, Pebbles getting jumped by the Behemoth there once again. Pebbles in a lot of trouble. He has both abilities on cooldown right now. He's maybe going to be able to... No, he's not going to be able to PK away. He wants to toss them back. The Corrupted is here right now, but Corrupted is just a little bit too late to really kill out Nitro. Is going to be able to cancel the TP from Armadon. Armadon rolling out of there. And that is the power of the Staff of the Master on Armadon. Armadon is so hard to catch once you have the Staff of the Master, because you're tanky, you're fast, you can roll over places. Max tableting himself into the river is going to be fine. Actually, Torture missing the stun on the Nitro. Behemoth in the background. The Nitro using is shrunken and TPing out, and this is a really awkward spot for the Hellborn team. Engineer uses his ultimate, Monarch porting out. Engineer is now this is going to get cancelled. Engineer is going to fall. Monarch is probably going to fall here. The Corrupted Disciple manning up on the Armadon. Armadon is in a bit of trouble. Shrunken use on the Corrupted Disciple. Corrupted Disciple taking so much damage from the Torture. He's on full retreat mode right now. Torture PKing right after him. The Behemoth stunning, and the Q from the Corrupted Disciple almost finishing him off. But it's not going to be enough in the end. Really disorganized team fight, and this once again starts with Pebbles getting picked off.
Again.
Sorry, in the top lane, Flux is getting ultimated by the Nitro. Nitro is not going to be able to pick off the Flux. Flux is a little bit too tanky, and he uses his push to gain like 1 or 2 seconds extra and survives in the end.
I think that's the 4th time now someone TP in front of Nitro and escapes with BKB.
Yeah, he did even pick up a tablet to maybe cancel some TPs and whatnot, but yeah, it's just not really working out, right?
He needs a brutalizer.
That must be it, yeah. Honestly, like a Savage Mace would not be a terrible idea. I guess it works good on the hero, but yeah, Nitro, it does do a lot of damage, but I feel Nitro and Corrupted Disciple are very similar heroes. Right?
I mean, both yes and no, I would say. Because, I mean, Corrupted is... Like, Nitro you can burst people. Like, Corrupted just wanna live, he wanna like, be in the fight. The more he is in the fight, the stronger he gets because of his ulti.
Yeah, okay, so Nitro is more bursty.
I would say that at least. So I wouldn't really compare them to each other, because I mean, Corrupted wanna like use.
Oh, sorry, to interrupt you there. 5 people actually smoked up from the Hellborn side, right next to the Armadon. Armadon with a basher right now. And they choose not to go on the Armadon. They said like, nah, fuck that. Let's go on the Flux instead. I know how that's going to end if we jump to Armadon.
Yep.
I know how that's going to end.
They learn from that mistake as well. Don't jump Armadon anymore.
Exactly. Just completely ignore him. Honestly, he is difficult to kill. Because specifically of that staff right now, because it creates a lot of space. And similar to something like a tablet or whatever, you can use it to get over cliffs. I think that's a very powerful tool.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, that is actually just a good pick-off by the Hellborn team on the Flux there. Pebbles having a very nice and even score right now. I think that was his plan all along. And Pebbles thinking about farming the bottom lane. And
are you gonna do it again, Pebbles?
Does he learn? That is the question we're asking, right?
Ah, he wants to.
He's thinking about it. Oh, he's thinking about it and he's going for it. Oh, but the Legion team backed off.
Oh, they were going for the rune.
Yeah. They were a bit too clever. And actually, in the middle lane, Flux might be in some trouble. Flux getting stunned there by the Engineer. Nitro ultimate on top. Nitro is going to be able to burst down the Flux. There is a lot of TPs actually from... And there's the Pearl push the Nitro, cancelling his TP with a Shrunken. A Tablet on top. Armadon in the background. The Hellborn team is not actually ready to fight that. But Legion team choosing not to continue chasing that anyway. Alright, good pickoffs actually. A bit of momentum back into the favor of the Hellborn side. Corrupted Disciple also picking up a Whispering Helm, which I'm not the biggest fan of.
I don't really see why he would ever get that, to be honest. He needs something else.
I'm guessing he wants a Stain or something, but... honestly, you know what would be probably pretty decent? A Staff of the Master on Corrupted. Because the amount of minus armor is actually pretty insane.
That wouldn't be too bad, because they do have a lot of armor in Legion right now.
Yeah, and like it bounces to like 3 people, I think in a pretty big radius as well. So it's like triple the minus armor, you could argue. However, do you really want to buy that on the Corrupted? Because you're already tanky. Do you need to be like, you know, more tanky like that?
Yeah, I mean, right now I think Corrupted just need to survive anything, and then when they like initiate a fight, he cannot get jumped. If he gets jumped, they're just...
Maybe just get a Resto Stone in that case. You know, Shrunken W, like engage, use Resto, and then he can like refresh your W above as well. The the conduit. But Torture actually picked up a Sheepstick in the bottom lane. Corrupted Disciple with his haste, he's very confident. But the Monarch is behind. Is Monarch going to be fast enough to actually cancel that if they wish to go? Pebbles picking up a Staff of the Master. He's staffing the Engineer, if I'm guessing. Yeah, Engineer actually gets the Staff of the Master from the Pebbles. This is going to be like an Engineer that can perplex people from range. It's a super powerful effect. What I still don't know what I would get on a Corrupted here, honestly. It's a difficult question.
I think first of all you need to save the buyback. I think the buyback play is one of the plays that Hellborn needs to do. They need to sack and force Legion to use some spells, and then they force a fight after it.
Maybe just a Rift Shards. But will that really help you?
I don't know if they lack damage, to be honest. I think they lack...
No, it's like not partially because of the damage, but also because like Flux has 2.3k HP, Armadon 2.7k. You know, it's just a lot of extra value that you get. Either way, Flux, sorry, they used a team smoke on the Legion side here. 5 people smoked up. The Hellborn team, however, is basically all sitting in the base.
No one really have... They only have 1 ward each right now on Hellborn and Legion, so no one really knows where they are.
Yeah. Corrupted Disciple with that haste running out, and they're going to run into the Armadon here. Armadon getting Hellflowered. Oh, that's a big ultimate right on top of the Monarch ultimate, actually saving some of them. The Corrupted Disciple is in a lot of trouble right now. The Pebbles is going to fall. Armadon chasing the Corrupted Disciple. He's smelling blood. The Engineer is going to fall. Engineer is going to buy back. 5 people left from the Legion side. Only 2 from the Hellborn side. That was a huge Flux plus being able to ultimate. Great team coordination used by the Hellborn side there. Right on top of the face. And they just weren't really able to get stuff done when they had to get it done, right? At this point, it's just so difficult to play against that Flux plus Behemoth. Unless you initiate on the Behemoth. But it's how do you do that, right? How do you do that? That was a hasted Corrupted Disciple, and you just took so much damage. But you cannot just use your Shrunken aggressively. Oh, actually, so Engineer using his ultimate to maybe delay some of the push, but it is not going to be enough. They're actually going to push here and get the mega creeps probably. GGs are called by the Hellborn team as the last ranged Rex is going to fall.
The fake CC vote.
Oh. Ask for a pause and get the enemies to CC.
Ooh.
Smart.
Smart.
That sounds like something you would do, Dawson.
You got me.
Okay. Maybe it was just a misclick. Either way, that was some beautifully fought team fights. GG's, well played. 2-1 from the, I don't know, Kevin's team. What are they called currently? DrinkMilk.